Hello, I'm Valerie Hannon. This short video is part of the launch activities for a new book which I have with my colleague Amelie Peterson. It's called Thrive. The purpose. Hello, I'm Valerie Hannon. This short video is part of the launch activities for a new book which I have written with my colleague Amelie Peterson. It's called Thrive. The purpose of schools in a changing world. Thank you for watching the video. We are really delighted to be launching the book at this time because we think that it has a real contribution to make to the ongoing debate about the future of education post-COVID. It's new in the sense that this is an enlarged and extended edition, but did appear in an earlier edition back in 2017. We believe that the ideas more than stand up and that the conditions that we're now facing mean that it's even more imperative to create a debate around them. Why do we think that? We wrote the book because we believe that we won't get the necessary changes in education and in the nature of schooling unless we ask some very fundamental questions about what schools are for. We wanted to go a level above the questions which usually get asked about curriculum and pedagogy and assessment, and ask very, very fundamental questions about the purposes of mass public education in the new conditions. By the new conditions, of course, we mean those of the new century, where we face not just pandemics and disruption of all sorts, but of very profound challenges to the nature of humanity itself. So the beginning of the book looks at what we call 3 pivot points, or points of inflection in human history, where things are starting to come together in terms of our relationship to the planet, our relationship to technology, and our relationship to ourselves, which have never been faced by our species before. And we argue that the purpose of education now needs to throw off old ideas about what success really was. And we suggest that the new purpose of schools should be about learning to thrive in a transforming world, because the world is genuinely transforming and transforming very, very fast. And we suggest the notion of thriving to get away from old assumptions about what success is. It's partly a biological metaphor, but we point out that if we are to thrive, actually it needs to happen at 4 utterly interrelated levels. We need to thrive in terms of our relationship with the planet and our environment. We need to thrive in societal terms. We need to thrive in our interpersonal relationships. And finally, of course, we need to thrive as individuals, intrapersonally. And these 4 are totally interconnected. And learning to thrive at each level, we argue, is what schools ought to be teaching kids to do. Not in the periphery, not as a nice to have, but absolutely central to their efforts. This is not about the old tired debate about skills versus knowledge. It entails both. It is a debate about what needs to be central when we think about what needs to be taught and how it needs to be taught and how it's assessed. So the book makes an argument about what thriving looks like at those 4 levels. It's not just about opinion. We have good evidence about, say, what thriving societies look like and what constitutes them. And out of those debates, what we have derived is a set of new learning goals that we hope educators and most of all system leaders, either professional or political, will take really seriously. Our aim is to change the nature of the debate, or at least to contribute to a changed debate, because we think the old one is tired and is not serving our needs and the purposes of young people. If we can get a different kind of narrative about education, we will, we argue, move to a point where different approaches to teaching and learning can flourish and take root. But this is not just a theoretical debate. So the book also cites multiple examples of extraordinary innovation across the world in which educators genuinely are addressing these new goals. And we've done this in order to give practitioners and system leaders the confidence that this is not just some theoretical fantasy, but rather innovators working as educators around the world are making it happen, but they need the support of systems, and they need to stop being the beautiful exceptions and start to be part of the new paradigm which we are all wanting to copy and create. So I hope you might take a look at the book. It's available from February 2021 through all the usual channels, and we'd love to engage with you in a debate about its propositions, its theses, and where we go from here. Thanks for listening.